Oh, it gives me the option of recording on my computer, so I think we're good.
Okay.
Did you go live to tell everybody we're here?
No, I should. Hold on. I'll do it from my phone like I did last week.
Yeah, it works.
I made this a happy hour call.
The link again, though, to remind
I'm already here. Cheers.
Oh,
cheers.
Cheers. Cheers. Cheers.
Come on, Chris. You don't have like a Pepsi or something? There you go. Starbucks this late in the evening?
That's why you guys talked about that program you were doing with Girls with the Wine. I'm like, mine, red.
I know. Yep. Oh,
yeah, I had red sangria that day.
Yeah, it's wine o'clock somewhere.
Yeah, there it is. I love the title.
Thank you very much.
You'll be a guest on there when we are all allowed to be back together. We've all been together so much that we feel that we've already infected each other.
All right,
if
Fortune Builders in Arizona, come join us on our live Zoom meeting. I posted the link in this group. So if you need to find us, you know where we are. There's my screen. You get to say hello to everybody. Woo, woo. Look, Liz is all big right there. I got double screen action going on.
Just know that Liz would smell if you were with her because she didn't shower yet today.
I'm still in my pajamas, Liz. We must have the same black tank top pajamas.
I have my workout. I have my workout clothes on, but I didn't get very far.
Join us on our Zoom meeting. I posted the link in this, okay? So I'm just going live to remind everybody to jump on our Zoom call. So no matter where you are, Fortune Builders, you're all welcome. Join us live on Zoom.
Well, only the first 100.
The first 100. The first 100. So Cal, jump on here. Click on the link for the Zoom call.
There's 3 levels to this membership. I only bought the second. I didn't think I needed more than 100 seats.
Oh no, you're good. If we have 100 people, holy tamales. We're big time. I don't know how many people.
12 last week. Janet!
Hi.
Janet, what is that name? It says Jill. You are not Jill.
And then she disappeared.
I don't know, because maybe I download the Zoom with my teacher's son app.
You can right click on your name and actually change it. It allows you to rename yourself, so we can all rename ourselves if we want.
If I can do that.
If we keep whining, our names might be better.
I can click on it and change it.
Yep.
Rename. Oh, there we go.
There you go. So if you don't want to be Elizabeth Quinn.
Well, on my other one, I'm Tizzy Lizzy, but.
Yeah, no, I usually do, like when I'm on JJ's calls, I'm usually the guy with the twins.
The guy with the twins, nice. Because that's how everybody knows you. Okay, so Rena and Gail, on the top, on the bottom left of your screen, there should be a place to start video and to unmute yourselves. So Rena, it looks like you're not muted, but we can't see you.
If you want to be seen. Maybe they don't.
All right, an alarm on my phone going on.
What happened to Mia?
I don't know.
Weekly Huddle!
So how are you feeling, Michelle? Are you feeling a little better?
Well, at least you can see.
I mean, I know I can see you, so that's good.
And I'm drinking wine, so.
Yeah. Those are all good signs.
There's Mia.
Oh, there she is.
Back here.
She left us.
Friends.
Oh, look at the baby.
Oh, look at that. Hi. Look at how cute. Oh my God, they're adorable. Oh my God, they're so cute. They're like, why are you doing this? Chris, you're going to be in trouble. Your kids are going to hate you.
I'll be right back.
Oh, I know.
A few minutes.
Well, at least all this will be in their will.
Yeah. Hey, Mia, did you get my text message today about the MLS stuff?
Oh, shoot.
No, that's okay. You didn't hear back. I didn't hear back from you. And so I don't, that's totally.
Yes, I got your text and I have been so busy all day. I didn't even look at it, though. I think it had something to do with market analysis, so I could probably go over a few things.
Yeah, I mean, that's what it was for sure. So wait for Marie to come back, but that's what it was.
Let me read what it was and I'll
tell you what I got.
Yes, because the other thing is, if we watch, Michelle Are you going to be on that Tina call with Azria on Friday? Did
Yeah.
you get that message? Yeah.
Yeah.
And so that'll really be good for next week's call, like
Yeah.
what's happening. You know, that's kind of what we were going to talk about tonight, but trying to get everything together and then knowing it'll be better once she updates stuff.
Okay, were you on last week's RIA update?
No.
Okay, so
And you sent it, and then you sent some stuff, but
I was just gonna say, so I sent some stuff, but then if you guys are dealing with, so I've sent out an investor letter to my investors, because I have investors that invest through me in real estate. And so I sent out an investor letter, and then I sent out a resident letter to our portfolio of, hey, here's how our company is dealing with this. And then I sent out another one, which was, hey, here's Arizona resources, because Arizona, I don't know if you guys realize this, they approved $50 million for the family, like a family relief fund. And so it was a link for residents to go there, because what we're telling our residents is, you know, while we won't charge late fees and we will be happy to restructure payment options with you, it doesn't negate the payment you have to make, right?
right.
And so here's these resources that you can go get additional funding, submit your paperwork, if you would say, for all of your proof that you need so that you can get that funding. And that's what you're going to then use to pay your bills, right? So we're sending all of our residents that information. And
then do you say you have an investor letter? Do you mind sharing that?
No, I don't think at all. And then Azria just posted 3 more letters on how to handle partial payment, how to handle deferred payment, and one more. And they just posted those letters. I saw them today, I believe.
Hey, I got a question though about that. What does anybody know of anything that we can do for like seller finance? Like what we can do with those type of mortgages? Or is that just going to be an agreement between me and the seller financer?
It's between you and the seller financer. I mean, you know, there's probably going to be a ton of people in that type of scenario. And so if you're out door knocking, you know, eliminate your debt, and, you know, that you're willing to pay, you know, up to $10,000 in order to take over their loan. And then you evaluate what that loan information is and how much you're actually willing to pay, how much equity they have in it, and you do a creative deal structuring as a subject to.
Yeah, well, no, I know that. Like I have 2 properties that are with seller financing, and I know like a lot of people, like if you have like regular rentals with the regular bank mortgage, you know, they're getting assistance. But what would be like, does anybody happen to know yet if there's any sort of help with somebody with the seller finance?
No, I get what you're saying. I'm sorry, I misunderstood. No,
Yeah.
You need to reach out directly to those owners and negotiate on the back end, payment on the back end, or a brief period of hiatus that you're asking for. You would do that directly.
Okay, so essentially just talk to them and say, hey, yeah, okay, my tenants are out for, you know, the next couple months, and I'm going to be like 2 months late on payments. Can we just tack those onto the back end and essentially write an addendum?
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly. That's what I would be asking for. And, you know, the only thing you have to take into consideration is, are the people that are doing seller financing with you, are they on limited income, where they need that money to pay their own bills? And so something is better than nothing. And so you just have to, you just need to have that discussion with them to say, you know, I need to have this discussion. I'm not waffling on my commitment, but based on current set of circumstances, are tenants are saying that they're not able to pay for the next 120 days. Tell me how that impacts you, you know, blah, 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 and have that discussion and figure out what that looks like.
Yeah, that's what I kind of figured itself. That's why I've told my tenants to, you know, keep me in the loop about everything, so that way I have it documented, so that way I can send it off to the owner itself, so that way I can just let them know that, hey, this is the situation that's going on with my tenants itself, you know, and that way hopefully they can see that and be like, okay, cool. As it is right now, she's been nice enough to push off April, or, you know, like kind of like postpone it without any late fees. So if I pay it on the 20th, there's not going to be any late fees, but as long as she knows about it, she's cool with it. So she's essentially waiving the late fees right now. So,
yeah, and that's pretty, I mean, that's what we're doing, right? As owners, we're managing our portfolio that we're pushing off late fees, and they have to have a structured plan though. So, you know, that goes back to the 3 documents that Azria just posted that I would be using if any of our residents were asking for a payment plan or accepting partial pay. And I forgot what the third one is, but there's documents out there. You're on the other foot where you're asking for it. She's not going to know to ask you for those documents. So it's really just about a discussion of figuring out how to make it work.
right. And like I said, I've told my tenants just to make sure that they, you know, if you can or can't, you know, just let me know, because I understand that the coronavirus, you know, this whole thing that's going on, you know, and it's not their fault, you know, it's not the fact that, you know, they had the flu or pneumonia or something like that. But this is a worldwide thing, but I have to be staying, you know.
You
So.
do need documentation though, Chris. I would be asking for documentation of the position that they're taking. Because I think a lot of people misunderstood
Yes.
what the 120-day eviction halt was. And I had a tenant that I was talking to, and the guy's like, he's like, well, you know, I need to take a break this month. I'm like, really? Are you not working? He goes, oh no, I'm working. And I'm like, well, you have to provide documentation of how the coronavirus has impacted you so that I can provide that documentation and push it forward. He goes, well, what do you mean? And I go, well, what do you mean? You're asking for our relief? He goes, well, I'm asking for it because he said I don't have to pay for 120 days. And I'm like, you're an idiot.
Yeah, no, I saw that coming. I saw it coming.
Well, and that's why. So you do need to ask for documentation, because it just forces them to pull their shit together and not be giving you a story. But then on top of it, when they apply at the state level or the federal level for the relief, they need to provide that documentation anyway. So you're not asking them for anything that they don't need in order to get the relief from the state and federal level.
Right. And right now, I haven't had anything too terribly bad. One of my tenants has messaged me saying that his hours got cut out at one place, but he did pick up another job somewhere else. And so he's good with that. You know, he said that that's going to be, you know, my seller itself has said that they will postpone the, like I said, defer any sort of late fees or anything. So that's good for right now. If it gets anything worse, then yeah, I do have to go in with documentation. I did follow up with my one tenant and with his current job, and they said that they had let go hours and talked to his other place that he had gotten another job at, and they said the same thing too. They hired him on this and that. So I'm keeping track on that, and right now it's just the one guy, so I'm not too terribly worried about that, but who knows what's going to happen in the next week or two.
Right.
You know, we are, I mean, just as a safety net for you too, we are, as business owners, eligible for that small business loan. And you know, as a safety net, if that's something, I mean, to look into, because again, it's going to benefit us, and it's also not going to be anything that's going to be due right away or something. So if, you know, just as a safety net to get us through this stuff too.
Right, and I actually came across a post in JJ's in SoCal Mastery there from Michelle somebody, and I just talked to her about that because she saw that on a Real Flow webinar last night, and it was just last night, and so I saw her post today, and she just told me about it, and she was telling me that you get a minimum of 10,000, and as long as it goes back into the business for whatever reasons, whether it's interest payments on a rehab that you're doing, or whatever, as long as it's going back into the business, she was saying that it wasn't going to be, essentially that's money for your business, not for you.
Right. So
yeah, and I posted the link to that too, Chris, to the
okay,
SBA loan, so you can click on it.
Yeah, I thought that was good.
Yeah.
Come on, girl.
All right.
See what I do?
You want to get started on the topic today?
Well, and you and I was going to try and get some stuff together too, but do you have that? I mean, it's just really, I just been reading the Phoenix Business Journal every day to try and watch what's happening there.
Yeah.
And we're still, Phoenix is still hot. It's still a great area. We're just going to take a little hit for right now. There's still so many businesses here. Mia, what did you come up with?
So I had my team meeting this morning, and we had discussed obviously the market and where we're at. And as of right now, based on like the Cromford report and everything, one of the things that they've talked about is we literally in the last 30 to 45 days have actually had a massive increase in sales. So in the areas throughout the valley, we've actually had more houses are under contract and pending than we've had listed for sale. We still have a supply issue. We still don't have enough houses on the market. Now, in the last 14 days, we've had a 25% increase on average over most of the valley of houses hitting the market. So we're finally getting some back. So for people who are saying that we're going to hit this crash or have these issues, we're actually doing the exact opposite of what would typically happen in a housing market crash. We're increasing our supply. Increasing our supply, though, because we've been under supply on houses for over a year. Increasing it is just bringing it to a little bit more of a balanced market. We're not actually oversupplied at all. In fact, we're still super low on our supply. And just to let you know, like I pulled up, sorry, I can't share my screen because my thing crashed earlier, but I pulled up the houses on the market, and we need, I think it's like 22,000 houses on the market would create a balanced market for supply and demand on average. In the last couple of weeks, we've been at 13,000. We've dropped down to 11,000 not too long ago. In the state of Arizona, we're back up to 13,000. So that's 3,000 more houses on the market. And we still have 10,000 houses on the market in Maricopa. So we still need houses. We're not crashing. We're in a high.
I have a question for you guys. I have a question for you guys. I mean, I saw this house and it's in a good area. It's a good deal, let's say. But I'm scared right now because I cannot find contractors, and it's gonna take 2 or 3 months for me to just get it. I mean, to get it done or to find contractor to work now, because you have to work in a group, and the order now is if it's not essential, you cannot work.
But they can work as contractors. Contractors are allowed to work.
Yes, they're essential. And technically the work in groups is under 10 people. How often do you ever have 10 contractors on?
You're right. I would call Travis and get Travis on it. I mean, you got someone that's an FB guy that is a contractor. So if you're looking for someone.
And don't hesitate on still buying houses right now. We're not going to see a big dip. We're not going to see a big crash. There's no reason to wait to buy a house at a lower price. I truly think that we're gonna recover. We have a great market right now, and we're continuing to increase. And I can't see Phoenix doing anything but that. We might balance a little bit. We might have a even supply and demand, but we're not gonna, unless something absolutely insane happens. And this
Like a pandemic,
longer than expected.
like a worldwide pandemic.
That goes longer than
No,
expected.
I know, trust me.
We're only out for a month, you know, and people are still selling and buying houses. Real estate is considered an essential service. Like, I'm still allowed to work. I'm still putting offers in on houses. So I would not be afraid to continue to be out there, find your contractors, talk to your lenders, and make sure you're contacting any hard money lenders, private money lenders. Call them on a regular basis and have those conversations with them and say, hey, I'm still looking. This is where I'm at. Where are you at? Are you still lending? Have your parameters changed? I'm sure Maria will probably touch base on that.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, I mean, I literally last week spoke to a lender from STOA and Capital Fund One, who I've used before and have come into the weekly huddles. And last week they were both like, yep, thumbs up. And then literally yesterday I touched base with both of them again. And Capital Fund One is like, yeah, we're still a go. And STOA is like, nope, I can't provide you proof of funds right now. We're having issues. So literally from last week to this week, just with the governor's order, the hard money lender started changing tune. So definitely you want to call. And then even my private money lender, I got on the phone with my private lender today because I just put it in offer direct to seller that came to me through a lead that said, hey, my friend is going through some tough times and really needs to move and wants to sell their house sooner rather than later. And so I'm speaking to them, working directly with the seller. And then I literally had to call my private money lender to see if I'm going to get gap funding. And he's like, I just lost all this money in the stock market. And the last time you gave me a check, I reinvested it into this. And now I'm like, please tell me you still have 60,000 available. Please. So we'll see, but yeah, definitely be making phone calls right now and just be touching base with people because like I said, I mean, 2 hard money lenders that I thought were 100% last week, one of them is still a go and one of them is like, heck no. So
yeah. Yes, that's what they are saying. They're saying, I mean, a lot of investors are pulling it out. So
Right.
That's why there is more houses now. And a lot of wholesalers are kind of in trouble.
yeah, I'm sure
It just
wholesalers
becomes
probably have some
harder to
stuff
find
under
that code.
contract that they can't close right now. But it's going to be an opportunity if you are in a good situation and you're following the systems and you can take advantage of it. There's going to be some good opportunities coming up as well. So we kind of all just want to put our best foot forward and make sure that we're ready to pounce.
Okay, really quick with the wholesaling thing. I heard, I want to say like last week, I haven't been able to find any proof except for what others have said about it, that supposedly Open Door itself is canceling all their contracts that were closing after April.
True statement.
Okay.
OfferPad, Zillow, they are all out of the market right now. They are not buying or selling houses.
Can I get a what?
Current inventory.
That is good news, y'all. Like, hello.
Yeah.
I don't see OfferPad and doing commercials. I mean, doing,
Now, quickly,
on TV, let's say. I don't see them, but I see that 72.com.
72 sold, yeah. 72
Yes,
sold.
yeah.
Mia, did you look that up?
Keighley itself is supposed to still be in play.
72 sold.
Eagly is trying to get the houses that they have, let's say, the portfolio that they have.
Apparently, Keighley is supposed to still be in play. They're not backing out of anything.
Dude,
But
I moved my eyes for 1 second and I thought you were peeing. I'm just gonna... All right, by the way, before we go any further with our conversation tonight, because I know everyone on the phone except Rachel, although technically Rachel reached out and introduced herself to me on Facebook. So real quick, Rachel, would you mind if I put you on the spot and you unmute yourself and say hi to everyone?
Yeah, sure. No problem. Hi, everyone.
Hi.
Hi, Rachel.
You're new, right? Brand new to Fortune Builders?
I am. It's actually Rochelle, but that's okay.
Oh, Rochelle. So sorry.
That's okay. Yeah, I'm new. I think it's been about 2 months now. My husband's sitting here with me. So yeah, we're just still educating and hitting the core curriculum and trying to build our list and learn it all. So I'm learning a lot from you guys, and I appreciate you letting me come in and eavesdrop and learn. And
That's
Well,
what it's about, the whole
Phoenix
group.
area, right?
I'm sorry?
You're in the Phoenix area?
Yes. Yep. We're really like Hayden and Shay right there in Scottsdale.
You're near me.
Cool.
I'm-
Oh, am I?
I'm Tatum and Cactus. I'm by
Oh, yeah.
Mall. Yeah.
Nice.
Very close. So yeah.
Yeah, you look like you have a beautiful yard right there. I'm checking out the house here.
You've been hanging out there all day, haven't you?
Yeah, I was on earlier with Mia, getting to know her, and I tend to do better if I can get the fresh air. So otherwise, I'm stuck inside with the 3 girls doing their online curriculum, and they're like, ah. So,
Oh my God, look at Chris's cutie right there.
oh, she's so cute.
I can't. Well, thank you, Rochelle, and thank you for correcting me. I don't know why I said Rachel.
Oh no, that's okay. Yeah,
That's a really weird way to spell Rachel.
Yeah, so Rachel is usually A-E-L or just E-L, but yeah.
Yeah, Rochelle. Well, it's a pleasure to meet you, and yeah, we look forward to meeting you in person after all of this.
Yes, me
But
too.
welcome.
Oh my gosh,
Welcome to
Chris's
our
girls
Phoenix
are
Weekly
so
Huddles.
cute.
I'm still here.
You could
I
just
know.
leave them on and they could entertain us all night.
Oh my God.
They really could.
Hey, well, I will say this though, that since we're stuck with doing these Zoom calls now, is that I guess
You're
it would
saving
probably
on
be
gas.
property walkthroughs now too. That way everyone can be there and not have to go anywhere.
Yeah.
Just
It's okay,
saying,
we can
Maria,
do virtual
if anybody wants to
property
go through, if anyone wants to go through my Prescott Valley property up here, just saying.
Yes, I would love to. All that kind of experience I'd be grateful just to tag along and hear your
Yeah,
thoughts. And
We've all heard about Chris's properties, so that'd be really cool if you got to be the property tour this month.
Yeah, right. Because
Be a
then
virtual property tour?
exactly.
Yeah, we can
It'd be
definitely
worth
do
it.
it.
We'll just have you walk around and show us your house.
Yeah, let me know what day you want, which week you want me to do that, Maria, and I'll be more than happy to.
Okay. Yeah, Rochelle, we usually do a property tour as the last Wednesday of every month. So we
Oh.
usually meet up each week. Usually we meet at Tapestry on Central, which is a condominium complex on Central right across from the Heard Museum. So
Okay.
downtown, Central Phoenix.
Okay.
So we usually meet there in person every week. And then the last Wednesday of the month, we usually try and do a property tour of somebody's property
Nice.
that they're working on right now. And
Okay.
so yeah, you kind of get all that inside scoop on what they're thinking and why they made the changes they made and upgrades and all that kind of jazz. So,
Okay. Awesome.
but yeah, I guess Liz, moving forward, I renamed you on my side. Did it rename
I
you?
know, I saw it. It's fine.
Yes.
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 I didn't even know if it was gonna work because I was laughing. I was like, she renamed herself badass bitch. But then Janet, I couldn't
No.
see Janet being like Jane.
guys
So I
hear
don't
me?
know what name it said.
Tizzy Lizzy. You're fine.
You can be badass bitch again. I just wondered if I changed it, if it would change it for everyone, or if it just changed it on
It
mine.
does. I can
Oh
see
no,
it.
it did. It's fine. I just thought I might have offended you.
Oh, yeah. I'm so
Yeah,
easily
I
offended.
know. I know. I know.
Rochelle, I'm originally from New York, so sorry. You'll hear a lot of cuss words and other stuff too.
Nope, not at all. No problem. I can hang with the best
Yeah.
of them.
Nice.
Yeah. Yeah, so I
Um,
don't know. I mean, like I said, I was just reading. I just been trying to read a lot, and at least the construction and real estate is and utilities and all that is still essential, and so we need to keep our guys busy and keep them working. Today was the only day that I heard that one of my guys might not want to come, and I said, well, you better show up tomorrow, or else we got to find someone else, and that's just to get some curbing done. So, but I think that they're still out there working. And they, you know, I've been in and out of Home Depot. They're starting to limit the people in and out of there. But I think it's essential to keep,
And they
you know,
have
people
marks on the floor in my Home Depot, like this is your 6 foot
Yeah.
mark. Don't get too
Yeah,
close.
exactly. So tomorrow morning I'll have a call with my realtors, and I'll get, you know, I always on Thursday morning, so I get a better feel for what's happened literally in a week or in a day, for the market too. But I think Mia hit it up, you know, what she knows and what she's seen, and people are still buying. I mean, I was with a buddy of mine today, and that gal that sold one of my houses said she had, you know, like 3 offers on one condo today, and, you know, that she was selling. Now those are a little bit lower end, but, you know, people are still out there buying. And the other thing from what I've seen before, you know, talking about people losing money in the stock market, the thing is if they've cashed out and taken money out, now they have cash. Might not have been as much cash as they had in there before, but if they pulled it out, they have it in somewhere, and they need to spend it. And so offering them a more secure asset at a flat rate for a while might be appealing to them. So just things to think of, and that there might be a little sticker shock right now, but it is worth the conversation, because I also think they have to use that money or do something with that money in X amount of time. Michelle might know more about that, but I think that it has to be used or done something with.
It's 60 days, I think.
Yeah.
And also too, now would be the opportune time too to actually, you know, be able to show you know, pick up your new private lenders and be able to show them that, hey, look, you know, now you actually have you know, this is what happened to your money in the stock market. You know, this is how we do it now. This is where your money is right here in this house, in this property that you can physically go drive by. And now it would actually make more sense to, you know, more sense to them now.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then let them see. So, you know, there's a little bit of apprehension and anxiety right now, but I still think it's worth conversations and putting yourself out there a little bit, and just, you know,
Yeah,
again, I was reading Brooks's thing today. Don't use words like guarantee. Don't use, you know, do you see that post from him?
Yes.
From Brooks?
I
Just
laughed.
some stuff to watch what you do say, backed by a hard asset, not guaranteed. What does he say? Yeah, he wasn't very happy. Yeah,
and I just want to say, definitely have
virtually
as many one-on-one conversations as you can have, because, you know, in a group setting right now, you're going to get like the group hysteria and, you know, not necessarily like level-headed, but one-on-one with people. Like I literally was on the phone with my private lender, who's one of my very good friends, and all of a sudden he's telling me how, holy crap, I just lost so much money in the stock market. Like
I know.
I had it invested with you instead.
Speaking of which, you and I were supposed to, under normal circumstances, have done our lender pitch to your people today.
I know. I just thought about that.
So yeah, so did I, as you were saying that.
Because
so we still need to do that though.
I know, but I was planning on bringing Liz into my engineering job, because those of you who don't know, I'm still, you know, working as an engineer a few days a week. And I was going to, you know, pitch them all on private money lending. And now is probably the best time ever, honestly, to
do
pitch,
it, but we can't be together.
Because they're so mad that they lost money, but we might just have to set it up as a Zoom call instead of an in-person meeting with them at the office. So I won't be able to buy them lunch, but I'll be able to still explain why private money lending is the way to go, right? Like right now is definitely the time to try and build your private money list.
Yeah, it's actually is. So yeah, we can still put something together or whatever. I've seen some great, cute advertising, you know, from people saying some pretty good things, you know, and I screenshot shoot them so that I can use them again. And, you know, I also think that Arizona is going to come out a little bit better, because we are approaching hell again. And whatever they say, it's not a lot can live in the heat out here. I mean, come on, it's 110 degrees, 115 degrees.
Yeah, so hopefully this virus dies.
Well, I mean, my 2 cents is that I think everyone is just kind of waiting for, you know, the end of April here to actually kind of come around, just to see what's going to happen throughout this month. You know, and I think that's when, you know, towards the end of the month, I think that's when we'll actually have the better chance with the investors, just because then everyone will kind of know what's going on. Like right now, they just said, hey, yeah, we got the crazy flu, and everyone just went on a crazy spree.
Well,
and
yeah,
it
because
shut everything
you
out.
have to see if what they're saying is really true. Is it going to spike and then is it going to go down, or is it going to keep going up? I mean, so I guess, and then there isn't a, there's predictions and there's all this hearsay, but until we see it and we do get a good thing, then we won't know for a few weeks.
Yeah, and that's why I say, like
And-
even the investors themselves, that have already lost some money, I know for a fact that they're going to be even a little skeptical. But once everyone kind of gets a little bit of time there to kind of see what's going on, what's going to be happening with everything, and like, hey, this is going to be the new norm for like the next year. Okay, well then everyone can kind of start realizing what's going to be happening with their money and what they're going to have, what changes they're going to have to adjust to keep making their money, which is going to be going into real estate, because everyone's still going to need homes. So
they still like to make money too.
Exactly.
Investors still, so they might pull back for a couple, but money likes money. So that's a given.
Yeah, like I said, they're just everyone. I mean, I would be doing the same thing if I had that kind of money and it was going out there. Even if I had it invested in a property, unless it was already tied up right now. But if I had, that 100K to invest with somebody right now, I'd still be like, hey, give it a month. Let me see what's really going on here, where everything is going to really settle out to. And then
But your money's not making any money. I mean, you're still,
right.
if it's a hard asset, I mean, and you got money sitting there making no money, why wouldn't and you already know.
I think my hard money or my private lenders are going to be a little bit more cautious. Like, well, I had 100K to invest, but right now I'm only going to invest maybe like 80K because I still want to keep 20K in the bank.
Yeah, a little.
Just to be able to like sustain whatever these next few months bring. But I don't think that they're going to walk away. They're going to be a little more cautious, but I don't think they're going to walk away.
No. They're not going to walk away. But I mean, think about it. Okay, hey, you just lost so much money in the market right now itself. Okay, I mean, wouldn't you want to sit there and just kind of like give it a week or two, 2 or 3 or whatever, just to see where everything is really going to go?
No, don't give them the option, Chris.
No, I know.
Why? You're giving them excuses already. Come on.
I know. I'm just saying that it's a good point, right? A good time now to put it in their mind. But if they don't want to do anything,
then stay fine. I have other
as long
people
as they
waiting
see
in
it.
the wings. You're going to miss out on this deal. I'll hit you up on my next one.
Exactly.
Leave them wanting.
Oh my goodness.
Anticipation.
Jose, where's that beautiful face, Jose?
He's muted too.
I know he's there.
There is a provision in the care package that just passed that with IRA accounts or 401k, you have a retirement account that you can now, instead of borrowing $50,000, you can borrow up to $100,000, and you have if you take it as a distribution, you can take it as income over 3 years, and they're not charging you the penalty tax. So you just have to pay regular taxes, but not the penalty 10% tax if you take it out completely. If you just borrow it and you want to put it back, you have 3 years to put it back.
I mean, it can be 100K instead of 50K.
Pardon?
And it can be 100,000
Yes.
instead of 50,000.
Correct.
I mean, that's a huge opportunity too.
Yeah. So there are people out there that might, if they didn't cash out, because of losing money, they still are in or have money in an IRA, but they don't want to invest in the stock market. They can borrow against that and take up to 100K out. And then they could use that money to private invest.
Yeah. Is that Mr. Scott Quinn?
Yes, it is.
I'm
Waving
Mr.
the back.
Quinn.
You better get over here with your sexy booty, Mr. Scott Quinn.
He can't hear you. They can't, because I have my
Come
earpod in,
on.
but they can all see you. So come say hi.
Hello, people.
No,
Tell
come
him
over
I
here. You gotta
told me
get
he
in
had a
front of my
sexy
camera.
booty.
There.
Right there.
Oh.
Oh, wait, I have one visiting too. Say hi.
Hi, Christian.
Hi, Christian.
Hi. I'm Christian.
I'm not Christian.
Oh,
Oh, not
Sebastian.
¿Cómo estás?
Yeah.
SJ.
Did you hear her?
Hola. ¿Cómo estás? Muy bien.
See you later. Are you going? Okay. Okay, see you later. Or see you in a few.
Say,
¿Estás
"Hola."
jugando?
Hola, Janet.
¿Estás jugando? Are you playing?
No.
Oh, yes, you're always
No, I'm
playing.
standing here with my mom.
But I forgot.
Okay, dame beso.
¿Dónde está papá?
¿Dónde?
Where is your dad?
Downstairs. Okay, go. Peace out, Cub Scout.
No, I'm just telling you that I want Columbus to come over.
No, I told you your friends can't come over.
Cute.
We're quarantining. All right, go. Peace out. Close my door.
Oh, gosh.
Quarantining, and yet we have a gym in the backyard.
Besos.
I'm mad at you.
Oh, he's mad at me.
I'm only mad
Oh.
at you. Why is so annoying?
He's
He's
really cute.
mad at me, and I'm so annoying. These are words from a 4-year-old. Anyway. All right, so Mia, what else you got for us? So Mia, by the way, for anyone who doesn't know, is a local real estate agent here in the Phoenix market. She's the bomb. She's my personal real estate agent. That's why she's here. So what else are you seeing right now in the last couple weeks, or what is your team talking about? You know, how are you guys doing anything special to prepare for the market that we're in, or?
The biggest thing that we're doing is just continuing really just staying in communication with everybody. We're making lots of extra phone calls. We're getting into touch. We're trying to ask for referrals essentially, and just be ready for when people are ready to buy and sell again, for the ones who have put it on pause. But the market, I mean, like I said, we've got plenty on the market, as we're seeing, like the private money lenders have taken a step back. Lending has also made some changes. So for instance, if somebody wants to purchase with a FHA loan, it is costing more on the loan side. So they're charging more on the points and things like that. The biggest issue that I think we might run into in the next couple of weeks is that jumbo loans have made a huge modification.
Oh, yeah.
And they are not lending above, or lending any down payment assistance type programs. So anybody who's purchasing a house over the amount of $510,400 is now required to put a full 20% down payment. So it doesn't
That's
stop.
purchase price, not loan amount.
Loan amount, not purchase price. So purchase price is like around 600,000.
Okay, so any loan above 510.
Yes.
Okay.
So any loan above 510,000 means they have to put a full 20% down. Now, it doesn't take everybody out of the market, but there are a handful of people who even regular buyers who were dependent on having a 5% down or a 10%, well, jumbo loans are 10% down payment, and now they're going to have to come up with an extra 10% in order to purchase it above that price point or find them. So
Right, or they're going to be looking at a lower price point.
Mm-hmm. So, I mean, in regards to the flips, 6 months, I would suggest trying to keep your ARV below that, just to have more buyers in the market. But again, what I think is going to happen is over the next couple of months, all of these people are going to be kind of put on hold, because a lot of them can't come up with an extra 10% of 500,000. Like, that's quite a bit of money. And once we start to pull back into the market, they're going to flood the market. And then for 3 months after, they're going to be searching hard for these properties. So depending on time frame on when this happens, could be in a prime position for sales, or having something ready to hit the market. People will be looking for it.
I know you're giving Liz really, really good information right now with her $800,000 property that's about to hit the market.
I had this conversation yesterday, so
I know, and it's all right. I'm okay with it, because I think people in that price range, we're getting lucky with the other, but they still have the money and they still have that ability.
Yeah.
It's just that so that my guys, they aren't scared about that. I mean, he said if his one house is $2.3 million house was hitting the market this month, he'd have an issue, or he'd be a little bit more, concerned, but that's 6-8 months out. So he's not. So I think it's okay. I mean, it's definitely a factor, but I think it's,
I need Batman to come to my house with a broom.
wanted to know that everybody saw that in the background. Chris's son was wearing a Batman shirt and carrying a broom. Okay, keep going.
No, but my daughter did vacuum and mop my entire downstairs today and wipe off every counter and the stove and everything. And I didn't even ask her.
She
So
must
you
have
know,
seen your posts about sanity.
she what?
She
Well,
must have
did you
seen
see
your
how many
posts about
people are
sanity.
coming in and out of here? There's a whole group of them in the backyard working out right now.
She's got the Brady Bunch staying with her.
I know, I do. I do. And dogs. Now I have people and dogs. So
I got my 3 pups back here. They're just chilling though.
yeah.
All 3 of them.
Nice.
Just happy to fly.
Roberta, how come I can't see your face?
What do I need to do?
Lower
Is
left
the camera
corner.
facing you? Because I think it shows me that you're sharing video. I just see black though, so I don't know if your video
If you're on a laptop and have a monitor, you got to lift your laptop up.
Oh, I have to actually do that. Hi! Hi!
My husband does it all the time.
I just know if that green little light is on up top, there's somebody's watching you. So
Yes, that's why I always cover it. So cool.
yes. Yeah.
So I don't have internet, Marie. So it was like I'm toggling off my phone and trying to figure it out. So I had to go online and then go to our Huddle to figure out the to go to the Zoom. So better late than never.
No, it's fine. It's fine. Honestly, today's call, we're really just talking about kind of the state of the market right now and what we're seeing in real estate. And, you know, housing prices are still holding steady here right now. It's only things you miss really is just, you know, making sure that your hard money lenders are still willing to lend, or your private lenders, and just getting on the phone and having conversations with people is key right now, you know. Keeping communication open. We're all sitting at home anyway. You might as well pick up the phone and call someone.
Right.
I have a question. Do you guys know somebody that has been affected that, you know, has the virus or something?
My husband's aunt has it in New York, but she's
Well, and my buddy Josh here, she's fine.
Yeah, she's on day 10 and she's recovering pretty well. So.
Oh, that's good. Yeah, so my buddy Josh, his roommate was the second person here in Arizona with it. And they sent him home from the hospital when he went and got checked. He'd come back from Paris, you know, it was a month ago, and sent him home. And then 3 days later, the hospital showed back up at his house to test him. He was already only in his condo, and in his room. But at that point in time, then he was in there for 2 weeks, and he's fine. And he's been out of that for 2 weeks now, I think. So,
but he was
good. And then my Marco, his son is down at Scottsdale Memorial Hospital. I don't know what it's called now, but it used to be Scottsdale Health Banner or whatever. And he works in the ICU with the coronavirus people in ICU. And I talked to him yesterday, and he said it's fine. Everything's fine. Everything's settled. There's no mass hysteria. You know, like they're
the wave,
and they have plans.
The wave hasn't hit us yet. My family,
well, but they're preparing, but he didn't at all feel like there was any sense of any reason to panic at this moment. He's as being the nurse in there.
Not at this time, but give us 1 week. 1 week.
I know, but they have systems. I mean, his point was he just literally was like, it's fine. I mean, things are under control. We have systems. We have, you know, plans in place.
Yeah, I mean, we also started, you know, social distancing already a few weeks ago, which is as soon as, you know, New York and California really got hit, we're kind of only really a week behind them, I feel like, with the quarantining. So I don't know. I mean, I don't think Arizona is going to get hit as hard as some of these other population dense areas.
Yes.
Our house is already separated.
My family's from Chicago. My brother-in-law has it. My sister now has it. My 2 nieces have it. My brother has it. And
sorry, Jill.
The healthcare system in Chicago is now starting to shut down. And so they are rapidly working on building a ancillary facility at McCormick Center which obviously I don't know if you guys ever went to any of the Chicago boot camps, but they're right down across from the McCormick Center, and setting up like a triage center for thousands of beds of people. And so it's a wave of when it hits. And you're right, Marie, maybe being out here, we'll have less time. I'm just thankful. My brother-in-law is now, he was the worst, and he seems to be starting to peak to be back. Gave him a Z-Pack and an inhaler and sent him home. Instead of his oxygen level drops to 80%, that he needs to come into the hospital. And so right now we're seeing a curve in that, but it's crazy. It really is.
Yeah. No, and it definitely is crazy in the more population dense, I mean, Chicago, hold on one second, population dense areas rather than here. So, no, you're not going to Colin Blake's house.
I want to do it one more.
No. But
you know, we're all in lockdown. We're in prison. Prison.
See, you heard them? We're in prison. We're in lockdown because of coronavirus, Sebastian. He just goes,
It's more like a white collar prison then.
So hard.
Yeah,
for the
right?
kids.
It's not so bad.
All I know is I saw that thing, that April Fool's joke today that said that the governor was going to stop selling alcohol on April
You got
Fool's.
spammed
And there
by
was
that.
1 second of, what the
I know. John Bedora texts me that directly, that son of a bitch. He's another fortune builder. He texts me, the governor's shutting down all alcohol sales in Arizona. I was like,
shoot me now. What is the point?
I sent one to my girls saying that the governor said that they have to repeat this grade.
Oh, I saw that going around
my
the
sixth-
internet.
My sixth grader came down almost crying. She was like, what?
That's funny. Yeah, no, that was a super good relief. For sure. Because there was already another crazy statement that was made in my house today that I was like, those are things you shouldn't share with me. So, yeah. So I don't know. But, well, Michelle, is she still there? I'm sorry about your family. I hope all is well, but at least it sounds, if they're not hospitalized,
Right.
that's at least a good sign.
Yeah. No, I mean, we're very thankful. We feel like they've all turned the corner now after 8 to 10 days. And it was really the worst out of all of them. And he's a
Does he have any underlying health issues?
He has a kidney disease, but it's not, I mean, he's a Chicago detective. It's never like stopped him. It's just a hereditary issue that he takes medication from. But no, I mean, whatever reason put him down for the last 8 days.
Yeah. Well, glad they're on the mend.
Yeah, for sure.
That's good. Very good.
welcome, Kelvin.
Hello.
How are you doing?
Doing good.
Good.
Doing good.
We're just having a discussion on the state of the real estate market here in Arizona right now. So, talking about
Buying. Are people buying? What are you guys doing? Are you buying out there? Are you looking for rehabs?
Yeah, I'm advertising. I got quite a bit. I have a meeting. I have a meeting with a gal on Friday night. So, yeah, why not?
Now, short-term rentals, have you guys started converting them, or are you leaving them?
Oh.
Well, I have a couple that are listed now on like Cozy and long-term rental sites. My property manager, I was tending to switch anyway, so I officially gave them notice that after April 30th, I'm taking over management of them again. So I'm listed on Furnished Finder, which is the travel nursing website and app, and then also Cozy, which is just kind of more of a long-term app for landlords that's free. So I'm looking at something to kind of do in the interim. I definitely don't know that I want to sign a 1-year lease, but you know, something that can work for 3 to 6 months. until we get back to, September.
Cozy, and what was the other one, Marie?
Furnished Finder. So Furnished Finder is a website and app that you could download. It's specifically for travel nurses that are typically looking for housing for about 90-day stays.
And
one of my short-term rentals, I listed on Furnished Finder and listed it room by room because a lot of the traveling nurses just want a room. So I took a 4-bedroom house and literally have it listed as 4 different lists. So master bedroom with private bathroom, like $1,200 a month, bedroom with a queen and access to the backyard access as like $1,000 a month, and then other bedrooms for like $900 a month or whatever. So I'm definitely,
Marie, I saw a friend of mine from high school post on Facebook today. She's a nurse in Columbus, Ohio, and must be in New York now. Like, I don't know what the thing is, but they're all staying together. Like, they get transported back and forth, because she was talking about the bus ride or whatever and how long they're on duty and then when they come back. So that will impact that a little bit, because if they're all sent, they try to put them up in one place. But there's still always traveling nurses that do that are just do that as their job and their living. But for her, it sounded like they were all staying, like, whether it's a dorm or a hotel or something, and then they get transported back and forth for their shifts.
Well,
So,
the
I don't
other
know.
thing might be the idea of trying, I don't know if you want to market to this, but a lot of my physician friends are staying at hotels, and so they're not going home.
Oh, so they're not going home. Yeah.
Right.
Well, and that's what I said the other day. I'm about ready to go get a short-term rental.
Right,
because
exactly.
I have a parade of people in and out of
So
my
there is that advertisement when you need to get out.
yeah.
I know. It's going to be better than murder. I'm telling you. Although jail is free, so to speak.
Are you kidding me? They let the people out of jail in New York because they didn't want them all to get coronavirus.
I saw that in California too. So then I can't even go to jail. So I might need
you
a
gotta
short
stay home.
So here's the caption for the day. After isolation, where's your husband? In the garden. I didn't see him. You didn't dig deep enough.
Yeah, somebody in my community posted something about, I don't know, the whole quarantine thing or whatever, and like how many divorces are there gonna be, or babies coming, in 9 months because of all of this. And my husband's reply was like, "Don't worry, I love my wife to death." And I was like,
Yeah.
that means like, this is the purge? Is murder all of a sudden legal? What are we talking about?
Here's the new marriage vows, because I am a wedding officiant. Can you be quarantined with this person for X amount of time? Do you feel like you can be quarantined with them? Yeah, so that'll be my new part of my ceremony.
Yeah, but Michelle, do you have any other advice for the interim, do you think, for rentals? So the doctors or travel nurses or any other, you mentioned doctors, although I don't know that doctors are necessarily looking.
But that's a good idea, though. That is good.
It's not just doctors, it's medical professionals.
Well, and pilots, people that have to work, truckers, pilots, some of these guys that
not
don't.
going home because they're afraid that they're going to impact their families. So we're in a hotel syndicate, and so we've talked about, how can we reposition the hotel, because we were planning to remake it over, and we were waiting for the case goods to come from China, of all things. So in the interim, I'm like, well, maybe open up one floor and market to truck drivers and to healthcare professionals that are looking for a place to stay in the short term, where it's, some type of daily rate, and they have access to the kitchen facilities and things of that nature. And so that was just the idea we came up with.
That's really good, because it is, a hotel is a hotel. You get a bed, you get a television, and that. You want a little bit, you want to be home. I want to look at my family. If this is the best I can do, then maybe I don't want to look at them. Maybe some friends.
Right.
But, you want to be able to do that.
Right. So, that's, one option.
That's a good angle,
The other
Marie.
thing, though, I mean, based on what you just said, especially, you know, one thing about Arizona, if this virus is true to form, is that as soon as it starts to get hotter, we potentially are going to be in a better situation here than other places because the heat will allow it to lay dormant. It won't make it go away, but the heat will allow it to lay dormant. So, you know, an option is advertising of, you know, come out, be quarantined in place until you see your loved one.
Yeah. No, and that's what, so 2 weeks ago, my daughter was, when she was officially on spring break and they couldn't go to Mexico, I said, why don't you go see if you can go to California? They took all their food, they stayed on the beach, they went there, they came back, they didn't go anywhere, but they still got to go to, you know, on an Airbnb, and it was great for them for 3 days. So they didn't bother anybody and nobody bothered them, and there wasn't any contact there. So I don't even know if they had to stop and get gas, but you know, it was good. So there's our options, right, Marie?
Yeah,
Like we talked about yesterday.
definitely.
I mean, I really do think it's just about being creative and figuring out like how to reach the right audience and how to help. How can you utilize your facilities to help? So I have an open house right now for our lease option. And so I contemplated, you know, is it close enough to a hospital? Can I reach out? Is this, you know, the problem is my $200,000 house is not a house that they want to go to.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
But the truck driver might stop at my house.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. No,
So
not that there's anything wrong with that.
just trying to figure out
Right.
alternatives.
Yeah, no, I think that's great. I think that's good. We didn't think about that yesterday in our call. You know, so then the only other thing, Marie, let's talk a little bit about what we talked about yesterday, just the mental and physical health of all of us and our families, because that's huge, you know, when we're all stuck in there, and what we can do mentally and physically to make sure we're not going crazy.
I don't know that I
Right?
figured it out.
No. Well,
But
thank God
we
we
have
have
some
Governor didn't cancel
ideas.
alcohol sales.
No, definitely. I mean, I mean, this is a big topic for me, even in general, to try and stay on a health and fitness routine is always a challenge. And I feel like during these times, it's more challenging. So, you know, just literally readjusting and looking at what's your daily calendar right now. And if you've never set one before, maybe it's time to actually take the time to set your daily or weekly calendar of, you know, what are you doing? I mean, especially with me now, I have 2 boys that are 4 and 6 that are home, that I'm like, okay, between these hours, like your booties are in the backyard playing outside, you need to have fresh air. And like, for me, it's like, okay, I need to, I set up a new home office space that I can lock the door, because my office used to be in a loft area, and set up enough room in here that I can lay out my yoga mat and get my workout on, and really, you know, get stretching and take care of myself physically and emotionally during this time.
Yeah.
And I think it's really important. And, you know, a lot of people just kind of like grit their teeth and get through these times. But I think if you can be proactive and set a schedule for yourself and figure out, you know, even just, I had a conversation with my husband the other day, like, we need to talk. We need to figure out what this schedule will be for us and the kids, and what our days are going to look like in this 30 days of lockdown, or someone might be buried in the garden.
There might be a garden, and there might be a garden funeral. Yeah. No, I know.
You know, a family member of mine started a garden today, so I'm kind of curious now, because the way that the rows were really deep. I'm all of a sudden a little concerned.
Somebody goes missing for a long time. Yeah, no, I think that's true. And that's, I mean, I've worked at home for 20 years. And so this, I mean, for me not to have showered today was an oddity just because of my workout schedule and something else, but I make sure I still shower, and I'm not one to stay in my pajamas all day. And I don't see a problem with that, but I'm always one to get dressed and be ready to go. And so for people that aren't used to that, I think this is a huge adjustment for them. But if you've worked at home, I think it's kind of just normal. almost, but still, if you have kids or family, I mean, now, like I say, I have a freaking revolving
but
door.
I mean, as far as health is concerned, you used to be at the gym every morning at 5.
Oh yeah, I used to be at 5 a.m. every day. So that is killing me. But because now I was told what to do at 5 a.m. too, which was fine. Now my son writes it on the whiteboard, but now I have to get up there and do it myself. And I've failed the last week miserably, week and a half. So
you
I
need
to
that
switch
Rocky
it.
music.
I do. Yes, I need somebody yelling at me and then laughing. I mean, I laugh harder at 5 a.m. than I do the whole rest of the day. So I don't even have that anymore. But you're right. So we all have to do that. We all have to stay mentally, physically sharp and on our game.
Yeah.
So me and my boyfriend set up offices on complete opposite ends of our house, and we literally barely see each other all day long. Like we converse at lunchtime, and that's
I know
much
my
it.
husband's upstairs, and I literally text him or email him because in the same thing, it's a dangerous situation. We used to work right next to each other, and one day I sent him an email, and then I got up and left. I didn't say anything to him. Like 10 minutes later, he calls me. Really? You sent me an email to say I'm leaving, and you couldn't have just said I'm leaving? That's when we split up.
Well, see, this is my office right here.
Yeah.
And then the living room and everything, and the dining room and kitchen. So I don't get too far away from everybody. I'm kind of stuck there.
Yeah, but this isn't any different for you.
Huh?
This isn't any different for you. You've always been a stay-at-home dad working on your investments.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but it's still harder. It's still hard to be here, and the girls and everybody crying, watching TV and everything over there, trying to do some work without having to get up and climb over this fence every 10 seconds just because somebody racked their head and bawling and crying.
Do you have
So now the good thing is that because my son is out of school, I'm kind of working with him 50-50 on kind of daycare scheduling. So like I'll watch the girls like the first half of the day when they wake up, I'll feed them breakfast and play with them until they go down for their nap, and then once they wake up from their nap, then he watches them into the afternoon.
Oh,
and
that's
then
good.
into their second nap. Yeah, and well, because he's still got school too. They're doing school now online, so I want to let him be able to still do that, you know. So he still essentially has stuff going on, but not nearly as much, and he's not gone all the time. So I'm just taking advantage of that. So
You gotta say hola, Stuart. Stuart just joined in on Janet's screen.
Hi, Stuart.
Hi, Stuart. Oh.
You know, another idea
Oh.
for those of you that need to get out of the house is to get in your car and just go drive and come back.
Drive. Yes, I've done that before many a times.
I have too. Where it's like, you know, you just gotta get out, drive around, and then come back home.
All right,
and you're like,
Mia,
okay, I'm at work
tell her
now.
what you told me yesterday about. She gets in the car and turns the music up as loud as she can and screams up and down the street.
There have been many a times where I've had to do that for my own sanity. And just literally as loud as you can, as long as you can. It releases whatever it is in your brain that causes stress.
The endorphins, yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Oh, I know. Yep. So.
All right, well.
Got anything else, Marie?
Covered kind of everything that we wanted to cover tonight as far as conversations. Rochelle and Roberta, we usually meet, and 6:30 to 7 is kind of just hang out, networking, everyone slowly getting to wherever we're meeting. And then usually 7 o'clock is when we start whatever presentation we're working on that night. And presenter usually goes until 7:30, 7:45, maybe 8 o'clock the latest. And then 8 to 8:30, people are networking and saying goodbye and making whatever connections they need to. So just so you know the gist of what we normally do at a weekly meeting. Is there any other big topics that you think we need to bring up, Liz? Because we talked about the state of real estate in Arizona. I mean, I know I'm still making offers. I literally sent an offer directly to a seller today. Mia is offering to put people on drip campaigns. So anyone that wants to, you know, be on the MLS or making offers, I know she's like, I'm stir crazy in my house anyway, so let me make offers for you at least.
I've been editing pictures and videos all day. I'm fine for the next 24 hours.
You're good for 24 hours. But are there any other like questions or concerns that people had? I mean, like we said, talk to your hard money lenders right now, make sure that they're lending and ask them specifically, has anything changed? What has changed? Is your closing time going from 3 days to 5 days or 10 days, or what's the process like? Have your rates changed? Any of your terms changed? So don't just say, hi, are you still lending? Oh yes. Okay, great. Click and call the next person, but actually, take a 2-minute conversation and really talk to your connections. And if you don't have connections, then start reaching out. I know Capital Fund One, like I said, is definitely told me they are still lending on any residential fix and flip here in Arizona. If you need their contact info.
Well, and check your emails. I'm still getting emails from the people, they're still sending me emails. So that'll give you a telltale sign too.
Marie, for someone like me that's new to all this, and still networking and building relationships, can I go ahead and call them? And I talked to Mia a little bit about this today, but can I go ahead and try to just let them know that something in the future will be coming up, and just filling them out with?
You should, because some of them might want a personal income statement or whatever, or a business thing, and you can get that stuff done and in there, because if you have to do that and you have something that you need right away and it's going to take 5 to 7 days or something like that, you can get that to them and they can get, like, oh yeah, she's ready to go. And then they might want an updated P&L state or something if it's 3 months later, but you can for sure start establishing those relationships and that groundwork and get it in.
Okay.
I think that's super important because I had a lender call me the other day that I have been slacking on getting him the information that he wanted. He's like, hello, get me your stuff, and I was like, dang, all right.
Yeah, because a lot of them do want, they have, depending on who it is, they'll have a very simple, maybe 1-page application or something, even a hard money lender. And they want to see basic things like your articles of incorporation and that your business is legitimate and you have, whatever. So definitely still reach out and start building those connections and say, I know this is a crazy time, but what are your requirements? We want to get the ball rolling and started so that when we do have opportunities, we can just reach out to you directly. And then once you do that too, a lot of them will offer you, proof of funds letters or pre-qual letters that will help you when you're submitting offers. So definitely reach out.
Yeah, because then they already have your stuff. You're ready to go.
Yeah.
So it's a good time to do that, I think.
And and one of the things I told her earlier, and I tell everybody, and I know I half mentioned it earlier, call your lender every single week, set them up on a drip campaign. If you haven't personally worked with them, they don't remember who you are. Right. So you want, by the time you get to working with them, you want them to know who you are. You want them to recognize your name when you call and say, I'm ready to do my first loan with you. So for anybody out there, like, seriously, stay in touch with these people. Make sure that when they get your name across the desk, it doesn't feel like you're a stranger.
Okay.
Yeah. What do you use, Mia, for your campaigns like that?
I'm really bad about it. I do a lot of like physically sending messages out. I'm not good
so you
with
don't
drip
have a
campaigns
system.
and stuff.
Because I guess, because RealFlow could do that, or some of the other
I
ones.
do. I'm just too lazy to set it up. There's my answer. At this point, I've been able to keep everything personal and manually do it, but I'm running out of time to do that. My life is too busy.
Well, and you know what? I just want to point that out because I have a couple lists, even though they're a couple months old, I'm still good with it because they're out-of-state homeowners that own rentals here that I was going to do some mailings with anyway. And now I have children here, especially my daughter who has some incredible handwriting. So yesterday I went and bought like 80 postcards at CVS, Arizona Postcards. And her first task is she's going to handwrite these postcards out to the out-of-state landlords here, or people that own, and they don't even touch the state of Arizona. So they're not in California, Utah, Colorado, or New Mexico. They live somewhere else. And I've had this list, and then from that list, then I'll do letters and everything that I'll have her start sending out. And again, normally I might pay, but she's here. She's like, I'll do it. She's beautiful handwriting, so she can sit and do whatever she watches and handwrite those out. So I'm going to start doing that too.
Yeah, you wouldn't understand that letter if my 6-year-old wrote it, though. I'm just saying.
It would be cute though.
It would be cute.
Yeah. But
Hey, Liz, what you need to do is when you're writing your letters and messages out there, just make sure that all 4 of you and your family sign. So you sign, Chris signs, Sebastian signs, and Christian signs, and then it's just cute anyway.
Yeah.
I can do
And have the
No,
kids
that's it.
sign
And
it
but you know what?
grand.
It's going to be a sensitive thing too. I don't want to feel like I'm trying, but I want to give people an opportunity. Hey, I mean, so I have to come up with something to say on there that's like, you know, we're still here. We're, you know, I don't even know, but, you know, to not think I'm trying to take advantage of a situation, but there could be a level of stress there and de-stress because they can't get here. They can't even get here.
Well, present it as an opportunity and a solution.
Yeah. Yes, exactly. And so that's it. Like, you know, we can help with the situation because nowadays, I mean, I've done more Zoom meetings, happy hours, and that's the new reality too. And I was on a webinar yesterday. Maria, I was going to tell you this because it goes back to that Jamal. And I'm going to, I have his Instagram thing and he has what he called a picture list. And if I get that, I'll get it and I'll put it in the group. So what it is, it's a picture list that you can give to the homeowner of what you want them to take pictures of if you can't get into their house. So I thought that was phenomenal. And I thought it was phenomenal too, because there's nothing more that pisses me off when I get a freaking wholesale deal and the pictures suck. It's a blurry thing. It's a bed. I mean, come on, stand back. I want to know what the room looks like. What does the floors look like? What do the baseboards look like? I don't care what their freaking bed is made or not. And so it's so irritating. So I thought that was great. So it's a picture list and I will request that of him and then put it on there. But then you can send out to somebody and say, this is what I need you to do in your house and take this list of pictures and send them to me. You know, I'm not a fan of Dropbox. I think it's kind of a pain, but that's probably why I'm not a fan of it because I have more issues than when I don't. But there's ways to get them sent. What do you have it, Chris?
Oh my gosh.
Well, send it. Put it in the group. I can't. You're muted.
I know. Unless you guys want the girls crying in the background the whole time.
No, but that's okay. But send it.
You can send it to me if you want. I can post it in the group, or you can post it directly to the group.
Hey, I just got an idea for your
in the group.
postcards.
Yeah.
What if on your postcards you were to set up like for instance, like Tuesday and Friday at 2:00, you host a Zoom meeting and put the code on your postcard when you're sending it out and say, hey, if you want to know what I'm all about, join me on this Zoom meeting.
Oh, Mia.
Whether you're doing a walk around neighborhood or sending these out to landlords, host these meetings and allow people to just join.
Yeah. And that's a great idea because what I can do, I can get the initial thing out and then set that up for the second letter in the series. That's really good. Yeah. Yeah.
And if you were to like host on a regular basis so that you're not inviting being like, hey, everybody be here on Thursday, April, whatever it is, it's going to be 2nd or whatever. You would say, hey, on Tuesdays and Thursday, contact me if you have questions.
Yeah.
Like then they just jump on every Tuesday and Thursday, and you might have nobody, you might have 3 people, who knows? But if you're available at that time, then somebody's
that's good.
able
That's
to
great,
ask
Mia.
questions.
Woo. Okay, that's awesome. I love that. Thank you.
Ninja tip.
Yeah, ninja tip.
I take credit.
Marie, I don't know if you saw, but Jose put a
you said something
into the group, into the chat.
Yeah, holding a content building workshop on Zoom.
Yeah.
What is a content building workshop? Like just on what to put on your postcards?
I don't
He
know.
suggests like bringing on.
Jose. He put in parentheses, maybe bring along your Facebook. Oh, sorry. Speak, Jose.
Yeah. So something that I've been thinking. There you go. So, Something I was thinking of is everyone's jumping on Zoom calls, and like Lizzie was mentioning that, like, our day consists all day of like Zoom calls and like jumping on, being, having an ear on what's going on, having the state of the market, right? And one of the things that is missing is actually doing activities together, backing each other up on taking advantage of this time with content creation. So one thing that I was doing already, I've been working with Canva. You guys know that program, canva.com?
Mm-hmm.
So been scheduling one out with that. I'll go ahead and just show you guys. So, like, for example, we have like this campaign where we'll have Facebook ads going through here, or all your designs here. So I was thinking of also doing a bunch of like little cards, just like vocabulary, and I'm gonna call it Thursday's term of the day. This is gonna go out tomorrow, starting tomorrow, and just the goal is just to have 52 pieces of content, for every week for the rest of the year, right?
And that's all social media?
And yeah, so I would use this, and I'll have it auto post onto Instagram, which will auto post for Facebook as well, and all the other mediums. So something like this is something I was tinkering with and doing in between like Zoom calls. And I was thinking, I think right now, many of us could definitely take advantage of time being right in front of the computer and doing something very similar. I would also like to see if we could get some people like specialists, like your speaker you guys had a while back, that worked with Facebook, and to see if everything that we work would also comply with, what's visible with Facebook and other social media platforms. Kind of like a SEO for social media platforms. So that's something I was kind of considering, either putting on myself with everyone, or seeing if someone else would want to collaborate with it. So that's why I brought it up here with you guys. Does that sound like something you guys would want to take advantage of?
Oh, no, I love it. I would do. I mean, I don't know what you mean by that, but I would be totally interested, because in fact, tomorrow I have a meeting, a Zoom call with my social media guy. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I mean, it's to get more.
I don't know what you're looking for there.
Just getting more. This one specifically is just to grow your content, just so you have more credibility, having a stronger web presence. Mine, like on Instagram. So this actually is all like pulled together when you actually see it on a phone, but this is all through Canva, right? You could just drop things in. This is something that I was kind of like already testing with, and it's just to build a good like presence on your, like, when people actually visit your social media campaigns, this or your Facebook page and whatnot. But we could like take it a step further and actually do other campaigns to like target other sellers, or provide value for those individuals who, now have access or can access their 401ks to start investing with us on real estate side of things instead of stock market. So it's just another way to kind of, like I said, leverage our time in front of the computers.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Oh no, I like it. I like it a lot.
Yeah, I'll have to bug Marie and see if she wants to come back and maybe talk at a Zoom call.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I bet you she's already doing Zoom calls.
She is. She and I were chatting the other day on iMessage, because I had a couple questions for her. She said she's just so busy right now. She's doing a lot of online advertising, and I don't know, she said Zoom calls, but she's doing a lot of stuff right now.
Where do you live, Jose?
I live
He's in
Los
California.
Angeles. Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. Wow.
There, I like having everybody back. So,
Oh, okay.
all right. Well, do we have your contact stuff directly, Jose? Or should we look it up on that, your website there?
Yeah, you could check out the website. It has everything. My phone number, which I use through WhatsApp, and WhatsApp's chat is probably the best one to reach me because it's on my phone and on my computer. So it all like dings.
He
goes off.
loves WhatsApp.
Yeah.
I like WhatsApp.
I guess I don't utilize it the right way. I mean,
He's
I'm part
using
of it
like
from
WhatsApp tech, like group text messages when we're at like boot camps, and he's like, "Who's meeting up for dinner tonight? What are we doing there? What are we doing?" And I'm like, "Who the fuck uses this for text messaging? Just text me, you pain in the ass." But he loves it.
I know. That's so funny because, yeah, I mean, it's just my gym thing right now. We're in this giant group, and all of a sudden I'll have 150 messages I got to look at or something.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it that came about because working with the trades, all the different tradesmen and subcontractors and GCs, they all have like different platforms. So like iChat wasn't always consistent. Like their messages wouldn't go through like in a group chat for like different departments. But lo and behold, they all have WhatsApp.
Yeah.
so
Yeah, I can see a lot of yeah, because that's a good thing because it goes out of the country.
I use for
Hey, to add on that one too. To add on that WhatsApp, does everybody know about Google Duo?
Nope.
Nope.
Google Duo is the Android version of FaceTime, and the app itself is available on iTunes and Android. So even if someone's got an iPhone, they have the Google Duo, and you do too. It's essentially FaceTime for the Android versions, but you can still put it onto on an iPhone.
Cool.
So that way, in turn, if you still need to do video calls with them, you can still do that through Google Duo. DUO, Google Duo.
No, I'm all dorked up.
But I gotta go right now. I gotta take off, people.
I know.
I'm up on the 8 o'clock hour, but yeah, I gotta go. See you. Good call, Marie.
Chris, I miss you.
I know.
Stay
I
healthy.
think too.
And just let me know when you want to do a property walkthrough, and I'll be more than ready to.
Yeah, we'll set that up definitely.
Okay.
See you guys.
Bye.
All right. Bye, Chris. All right. Yeah. All right.
Yeah,
I
I'm
think
sure
too, Marie, it's 8
everybody's
o'clock.
looking to go. It's 8 o'clock anyway. So,
Yeah.
Michelle, thank you so much
Yeah.
for setting up this Zoom call with your pro account and letting us all chat for more than
Yes.
40 minutes and not getting the boot.
Thank you, Michelle.
Thank you.
It is set up for everyone, so you should be good.
Okay,
Awesome.
good. Thank you.
I appreciate
Thank you for sharing
Awesome.
that today.
All right.
Thanks,
Peace out, everybody.
Thank you all.
Yeah, peace
Bye.
and love. We love you. If you have any
Yep.
questions, reach out to any of us directly if you want to connect or talk
Yeah.
about anything or have questions. We're all here to
Thanks
help,
so much.
okay?
Yep. Yep. Peace and love. See
Bye,
you, my
guys.
lady. Bye.
Thanks, you guys. See ya.
Bye.
Bye.